This is how I go around servicing my Saint brakes. First of all, you need to have all the equipment. I've already undone everything, so I'm ready to go straight away. Now the process is that you obviously want to take out the brake pads out, so you cannot contaminate them with the mineral oil. I've put a spacer in that's gonna allow the pads to be aligned properly. Now the next thing to do is to align the brake lever parallel with the ground, so obviously the fluid's not going to overflow anywhere. And going back here, I've got about 20 milliliters of the hydraulic brake fluid in the syringe. To start us off, I don't think we're going to be needing any more than that. And now the process is that we're going to connect up the tip to the bleeding point right there, and we're going to be pushing fluid through, and the excess fluid that's going to be coming out of the lever, we're going to be sucking that out with a second syringe. So I've connected it up. I think this is a 5mm tube, and the place that I bought this bleed kit from, I'll add a link below. Apparently these are it's a Japanese made kit. This syringe is actually quite good. It's got really good modulation, so you won't be able to just suddenly push fluid through, or it's going to slip or anything like that. It's very gradual, so I really do recommend that. And like I said, I'll include a link in the description. Now, so we open up the bleed port. We will push some fluid first. We'll just see. Yep, it's definitely, it looks like it's flowing quite nicely. Make sure you've got plenty of rags everywhere, just in case if there's some spillage. So I'm gonna push some fluid through first, and just be looking at the lever so it doesn't overflow too much. I'll open a little bit more. There we go. A really good tip is, you might get some air pockets around in the caliper, is to pull the syringe back, and what do you know, air's going to get sucked out, and obviously air is going to flow up to the top because it's a less dense fluid. Now when you've stopped pulling the fluid through to create that vortex to get rid of all the air pockets in there, you push it. You do the opposite, and you start pushing the fluid through, obviously from the bottom to the top. That is going to get rid of all the air pockets in the hose and in the caliper. So you're going to be pushing it through there, and then obviously you're going to use this syringe to be sucking out the excess fluid from the lever. When you do finishing doing that, you close the bleed port. Now I only opened it about halfway. You don't want to do too much, because there's going to be too much flow, uncontrollable flow, and you don't want to do too little, because then nothing's going to flow. So when you do that, next thing you can do is, so we've closed the bleed port, come over to the lever. You see it's not filled maximum, but you can just press the lever just to get rid of some maybe air pockets that are stuck in the lever, which there isn't, which is good bleed so far. And you can press the lever and just see how firm it is, and that is pretty spot on. considering that the caliper spacer is in there, and that's the movement that you should have there. So the next thing is that you want to fill this to the point that it is nearly overflowing. Just about there, a few more drops. It should overflow, so you know that there's a good excess amount. Whack the bleed cover on. Pretty tricky with one hand, but anyway, you do it from one side and you push it over to the other side, just like that. And then obviously top cap's gonna get put on. Make it face whichever way you want to, and then 2 screws, and that's it. That pretty much sums it up. Obviously you're going to do exactly the same thing for the front brakes. Right at the end you should get some alcoholic cleaner. I personally use this Bendix brake cleaner just to get the excess fluid off, and you should clean your brake rotors as well, just in case if anything dripped on or flowed on there as well.